on the initial pop, unless you're playing micros. Don't throw away weeks of hard work on one stupid data posting. So, hope for initial drop, getting a call, and then close before speech. That's probably a good strategy. Yeah. Probably a good strategy. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Every single time I hear that story of people blowing up stuff or losing money on the initial posting, I just hate it. I'm telling you, if you just be patient and wait for him to start talking, other than a quick scalp under very strongly risk mitigated positions, the patience will pay off if you just wait for him to start talking. So, there you go. Every single time. That's right. Who's been telling you about trade secrets? Yeah. All right, there goes all the liquidity. He's talking at 2:30, so they'll post at 2 o'clock, which is in 3 minutes, and then at 2:30 they will, start talking, and he'll say the exact same thing. Remember last time he had to use an iPad. The first time he's ever used an iPad because the speech that he's been using over and over again finally crumbled up and fell apart. So they had to use the electronic copy on the iPad. Most likely he'll do the same thing this time. Tadoosh. Do you think IV will remain? Yes. So traditionally what we've been seeing, IV will come off a couple of points after it's posted. It'll build back up. It'll build back better into 2:30. And then somewhere about 20 to 30 minutes after he starts talking, IV will start to roll off as the market picks to move. The only thing I'm certain of is both sides will get swept. Question is whether the borders are the range. Yes. Do you think climate protesters will affect today's rate hike? I doubt it. I'm sure they've got people looking out for that crap all over the place now. I would hope so, at least. I mean, what are we paying for with our taxes? Hashtag Ukraine. 42.31, all liquidity is wiped off. NASDAQ is 14.650, and they're putting on 14.7. Switching to 1 minute chart pattern. Too close for missiles, I'm switching to guns. All right, here we go. May the options ever be in your favor. Let's see what happens. I have no positions pulled up now because I don't intend on trading the first initial move. We will see. So right now, what do we have? We have a 42.44, 42.15 range, which is about a 30-point range. We're smack dab in the middle of it right now. Here we go. And now. Green initial. Green initial. No move yet. No move yet. Big green. 42.36. Still no move. A little bit of green forming. What are we doing here? 42.37, 42.38, 42.39. They have liquidity lower, still top wick, no move. No move. No move. Nothing. Yeah, so they didn't. Fence holds it right. So they paused. And this has been so far the lamest move of FOMC ever. Literally not even 1 point worth of movement. Let's see what happens. Top wick so far down to 42.12. Top wick down so far. Roll over into doom. So far, 42.12 is on the bottom. Holy crap, what is this? I mean, I know FOMCs are dead nowadays, but come on. Not even 1 point of movement. I mean, come on. Right now, it's like I want a sandwich, and I want it from Gabagoo, and you're giving me some like Kroger deli ham. All right, a little bit of top wick rolling off. Let's see. SPX is currently positioned at 42.08. What are we going to do? Giving people time to sell. House always wins. Market makers are cautious of any upcoming climate protesters. Yeah. Like I said, test and dump. Yep. Yep. We're literally pinned exactly where we opened. Literally no movement whatsoever. Let me see what they're doing with the options chain. Expiration filter. Where are they going to roll things? 4200 is the by far main level on SPX. By like a factor of 10. How long should we wait to make trades? Honestly, wait till after he starts talking, because we'll start to see the volatility pick up and the expected move start to play out once he starts talking. Everything up until then is whipsaw. Up until then, you know the dude from Saw? I want to play a game. Think about that dude every time you want to take a trade. Until he starts talking. Take a put and you'll die. Take a call. You will also die. The choice is yours. Yeah. SPY is 420 and 416 for today's exposure. Yeah, Jigsaw does not eat any gabagoo. That's for sure. What's up, jabronis? How you doing, Beast? Top wick and bottom wick. Order flow is your main trade signal? Not my main. It's a huge tool that I use to monitor, obviously, the participation in the market. I'm a VPA trader, so I'm always trying to track the volume and price action. Right now, in the 15-minute, we got nothing but big old doges. We do have, obviously, a little influx of volume, but literally in the past 24 months of trading, this is the weakest FOMC candle ever. Now, obviously, we no longer expect as much FOMC volatility as years prior, but this is pretty terrible. So, whoever asked me today, do you think it's a good idea to take a long strangle? This is your answer. This is why I stopped doing that stuff last year. It's not even the biggest candle of the day. Yeah, it's not. This is El Terrible. So for SPY right now, the largest exposure is 420, 4,200 on SPX. They're building 419 and 416 and even down to 413 today, and there's nothing above being built at all. Nothing above at all. Let's take a look at IV. What's going on with IV today? 42% or 52%, I'm sorry, so it's still maintaining. Call IV is slightly higher. Will 42.19 vol trigger work as a support or bust through that if you think? Let me take a look. 42.19 right there. Let's see. Let's get that 42.20. So, the 42, like right there, mid 42.10, so like 42.15 or so, there's a good amount of pivots throughout that. Not to mention right here we have, obviously, they're stacking 42.20 and 10 and nothing else. So right now, possibly down to 4,200, not to mention the option chain. So at this point, everything is kind of settled around 4,200 and 4,420 for SPY and SPX respectively. So oh man. All this from a little gabagoo. you sign off for 5 minutes, they'll go back on. It'll be say, oh yeah, if I sign off for 5 minutes, we'll limit down. Hike is dead. Long live the hike. Yeah. So you're shorting SPX? Not at the moment. I'm not touching this until after he starts yapping, or if we finally pick a good direction before, I'll jump on. But my intention is to hold off as long as possible until I see a confirmed move, because this is garbage. Expected move is still $4 up and down. Can't believe I skipped the gym for this. I have 3 contracts short now on ES, not options. Options scare me. There you go. Traders of short-term U.S. interest rates futures see chance of further Fed rate hike this year falling less than 20. Traders short-term interest rate add U.S. bets will start cutting rates by June 24. Yep. So this is up until this point, and I'm glad you posted that 219er. Up until this point, we have undershot the date at which they will start cutting rates. If you remember back last year, they had already started pricing in us being cut by now. So it was mid to late 2023 they were looking to cut rates. And then into 2023, they started pricing in September of 2024. So it pushed it out a year to cut rates. And now, for the first time, we've overshot. Now they're looking to pull that back, and they pulled it back by about 3 months to June of 2024. Michael Gaed says that if they could even see the possibility of cutting in December. And if they do that, that's when we'll see a very, very brief and aggressive bull response, and then literally pull the rug out, and that's all she wrote. If you go back and look at the charts of all the major crashes, all the crashes came after the cut. So everyone thinks that the rate cut's bullish. Well, I don't say everyone. It's putting everyone in one basket. Many think that the rate cuts are going to be bullish when it's the opposite. $42.29. Don't you talk about my mom that way. She knows cuts are bad. Love it. Few. Many. Exquisite. Oh, man. Just joined the stream. What positions we in? We are in nothing. Rate cut is very short-term bullish. That's how they all get them. Yeah. Got to suck them all in and then down. I like to speak to my manager. Where's my bear drop? Friday GIC is still bearish. It is still bearish on Friday. Yep, the positioning is still bearish. Yep. Nail biter. They ain't over yet. You're wagering. You know, it's not over till it's over. Anyone here use 3-day cycles and playing off prior opens? I do play off prior opens and closes. Prior highs and lows more specific. Man, this is boring. 7 out of 10. I'll take it. I have no analysis for you. We're pinned. He doesn't talk until 2:30. 2:30, dentist, as in 2:30? No, 2:30, as in the time. 42:30. Hey, we're at 42:30, and he speaks at 2:30. There's a lot going on at 2:30. Makes you really appreciate last year's FOMCs. Dude, pour one out for last year's FOMCs and CPIs. Beautiful time. You don't know what you got till it's gone, that type of thing. Is your whole system based around VPA or VPA based around another part? VPA is the foundation. Bookmap, all that other stuff, option chain activity, that is the house that was built on the foundation. But right now, everything is based upon me knowing price action and volume. Once you understand that, then you can customize at your will. But I need to understand price action and volume first. You suck, I'm out. So. Gex is 422. Never mind, just went to 420. Screen one's updated. Yeah, that's what I have, 420. Channel your inner psychic, go ahead and give us answers. I'm still saying down into the end of the week. Today, I mean, it's difficult to pin today's action. But into the end of the week, I still think red. I'll use VPA with bookmap, volume, and Bollinger Crosses. Nice, there you go. Top wick. We have a little bit of sell pressure coming in, very, very light. They see this on bookmap. They've built a touch at 42.45, but overall they've got 220 and 42.10. Do not sleep on this. I know this is incredibly boring right now, but don't sleep on this. If I had to bet my lunch money on this, I'd stay at least 30 points of movement. They're gonna put us all to sleep, and then they're gonna start to see a bunch of woes. Calm before the storm. Yes. Yes. Consolidation is beginning before the move. Absolutely. I love it. A little bit more red. Hitting the tape. A little bit more red. Would you have calls or puts up? I mean, throughout the week, I am leaning more towards puts. And today, I mean, I would look for possibly down to 416. The only thing I'm seeing here is we have the order flow on bookmap pointing a little bit lower, a little bit stronger down. Now, it's still not quite skewed as much as I want to be. However, the option chain movement is pulled down to 416, and there's nothing above. Thinking about getting out, 42.24. Nice. Where do you think we'll end the week on SPX? It depends, man. If they start eating through this GEX data that's rolled on Friday, I mean, we could potentially see 405, 400 on SPY. Pretty much all things. Benchy, I'm looking at the GEX. I'm looking at dealers. I'm looking at the overall positioning in the market. That's why I use that terminology, because I want to see where the overall data is on the market. Yep. Sorry, I had to mute for a second. YouTube. All right. FOMC press conference, November 1st, 23. For anybody who wants to watch it, here's that. Here's that. Yeah, that we have Apple earnings tomorrow night, so I mean it's going to be shaking in a bacon. Shaking in a bacon. Nah, I watched it before. Love it. Ooh, good song, Ivan. In fact, I'm gonna join you. How about that? A little bit of Bush, good stuff. Yeah, when I click on y'all's profile, it shows what you're listening to, and I could click the button that says play on Spotify and listen to what you're listening to. I can click a button and listen to the exact same spot where you're listening to, so we can listen to it together at the same time. It's like we're together. I'm playing Opus number 1. I love it. Always remember to look out for the 30-minute chart. There you go. Longer time frame charts. That's pretty cool. I've always Spotify going in the background. Me too. Yeah. I'm going to get caught blasting some Leanne rhymes. I've blasted a lot worse than that. Trust me. Oh, really? When you don't. Like when I don't talk, your music gets louder? Is that what you're saying? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Kind of like the thing in your car. When you hit the gas pedal, your music gets louder. Just watched the farm on Zillow go from 840,000 to 1.5 million since their initial Oscars posting. Really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know that. Am I the only turns the music down when I'm lost? Is that CVD broken? No. It's just got updated. There you go. No, that's per 9:30 Eastern. So that reset at the market open. They said fade the initial move on FOMC, but there is no move yet. I mean, I guess you could call that first green move up, 7 points up, back down, the initial move. But holy crap, this is egregiously boring. I wonder if J Powell's going to miss his stardom when all this is over. I was playing Escape from the Tarkov the other day, and I got killed by Jerome Powell. I'm literally falling asleep by the keyboard. There you go. Powell's holding Byron Condors today. Try to smarten up. Can they pump the IV all the way back up this time just to trick everyone not move it? It's possible. It's possible. What do we have right now? We have 54% IV, so IV is higher, 55%. IV is higher than it was at 2 o'clock. It's going up. 40.50 in a day. Let's go. When's the last FOMC was bullish? I think July was bullish. Now, it wasn't much. We only had like a very, very small move in July, like maybe overall 30 points. But I think it was bullish if I remember right. I have to go back and look. Fed swaps are pricing in 50 basis points of cuts by September 24. Are you looking at the 0DT IV? Correct. 0DT. I think they've panic cut prior to that. I'm with you. I agree. Once they see things as kind of still waterfalling, I think they'll cut. The economy waterfalling, not the market. 90% ease in September 24. There you go. So all of a sudden they could see into the future. Yeah. Funny like that, isn't it? If you trade, would you do ones? I might start out on zeros, doing something a little aggressive, depending on if we get a move. And then what I really need to do is that, honestly, obviously, if I'm wrong and this thing rockets up to like 4,300 a day, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the PDS for Friday. I need to quickly jump into a PCS, and then obviously long calls upwards. Where's the charm at right now? I love 4,300 a day. Buy some long dated puts and relax. You and me both, brother. Too far out, it goes up. Your delta's -7. Yeah. Yep. I'll probably have to play in the ballpark of 41.50 just to get anything worthwhile. Let me go look at premiums. November 3rd. Yeah, so I'll play around 41.40, 41.50, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, that's still pretty aggressive, though. I don't have much coverage on the downside if we do go back down. That's a 40 wide. 41.30, it probably is what I'll go with. 41.30. Did I close out the short put? Yes, I did. He'll be talking in 3 minutes. I've got the link up. I'll let y'all know when he starts talking for those who are not watching. A little bit of green, 42.35. $42.34. Man, I got nothing for y'all, man. Nothing. Let's take a look at the book map. What are they rolling? Nothing's changed. They're putting on a little here at 42.60. They took off 42.05. They took off 41.75. So a little took off this stuff down here. So a little bit of removal of lower and putting on a little bit on higher. 42.60. 43.15. They're even adding 43.40. Apple expected to report fourth consecutive quarterly sales decline Thursday. $41.30 puts, yeah, but those are short puts. So I'm planning out what I'm going to do with my Friday position if this goes bullish. I need to do something very quickly with that position, of which my solution would be to sell 41.30 puts, which would be a bullish position. Am I straddling? Absolutely not. Yeah, I haven't straddled since December. Y'all remember what happened that day. All right, here we go. 2:30. They just turned on the stream right on time. Let's see if he comes out. I'm going to strangle so I can lose money on both sides. Yeah, be careful with the strangle, man. Be careful. All right, here we go. He's coming out. I'm going to mute the music. Here we go. Great tie. Oh, we're going down. He looks flustered. He's grumpy. He came out guns blazing. He's all business right now. I'm opening my broker. He does have jig, yeah, definitely. VIX is coming off. My trade view watch list just went down. That's not good. Green response. This is the first time he's read from a teleprompter. Top wick, 42.40. VIX is still coming off. Apple's blasting. Green moved to 42.50. Watch the IV too. %54 IV right now. Still green. Trying to pop into this 42.50. Expiration filter. Here's what we got so far. Got those icebergs up and down. Two of them here, one here. 42.50. Still going. NASDAQ is still climbing. Here we go. 42.45. Right down here. 120. $42.43. Yeah, come on. Still going green. So on Bookmap, we have 50 pull and 42.60, and they keep on removing lower. They took off 20. They keep on shifting off. They shifted off 75. They shifted off 55, and all they've got left is this 42.50. A little bit of red here. I'm not in any trades yet, no. So that we're rejecting the morning high right now. So here's what I've got for the morning range right now. Have this speech memorized at this point. Took a few scalps on the 9 EMA bounces very quick. Nice. Inflation. Yeah. Inflation will remain above 2% for much longer. Yeah, we already knew that too. Looks strange when he's staring into the camera the whole time. Yeah, it's a little weird. VIX is still coming down, 1710, about to pop into the 16s if they keep this up. Well, that was quick. Oh, nice. I'm going to talk about the bond yields. A little bit of red, 42.39. They don't like the morning high so far, but they're holding it. That's the highest volume candle of the day right here. So this might be the real move coming in. So watch this candle. Highest volume candle of the day. Smoke it? I'll see. Look at that volume coming on this candle. Look at the volume on this candle. Almost double the prior. $97 on Q puts. Nice. We got right there on 4234. Trying to break through this icebergaroni, which is right there. They've taken out that 4230. IV still going up. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. There's that push. Gonna get a 30-point red candle soon. Yeah, you're right. You are right. We have 54%, 55% IV now. Am I sharing anything? Yeah, I've got the YouTube channel up. It posted on the stream analysis. Here, I'll stream this too. Sorry, man. You have to remind me about that. Applications. There you go. Pressing on down. 4227. Can we push? Caught 30 points on NASDAQ. One runner left. Nice. Hi, Chair Powell. Oh, good question. Watch the bonds on this question. A little bit of red coming off. I just popped into some 4210s. I'm going to scalp these 4210s. That volume candle is extraordinary, and I think we might touch down to 4210 right here. Amazing. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. My puts are at 18%. Nice. DXY is looking strong. Y'all just do your due diligence. Take puts, take profits. Look at the liquidity on Bookmap 4215, and some nice little pressure there. Set your trailing stops. Almost 100%. Nice, Gino. Well done. Set your trailing stops on these moves. This thing could whipsaw very quickly. Take profits. I know it's fun to think about, fantasize about the big 100-point sell-off here, but with this type of move, just take profits. Take puts, not take profits. I mean, take puts if you want. I'm just saying take profits. Iceberg, 4220, 4210, 4200. Scalperonis. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Iceberg, they put on 4200. Man, look at that volume candle. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. I'm going to hit refresh on the chain. Expiration filter, the 1. Come on, don't give it all back. Don't give it all back. Dang it. Keep it right here. Small bounce is okay. There we go. Now we want 4220. Good. That's what we want. 401. 416. We have a flip down to 415. And they're trying to pull this thing lower. The bulls defended that range that we've been at since 11.20. $42.26. Trying to grab that 42.20. Set your trailings. Set your trailings. You see this crap right here? They're stacking 4200, 4210. Made 6% on your port, and the market called and said they wanted it back. Walking away. What happened, Destructible? No recession for the top 10. Yeah. Yeah, that's a understatement. Just joking, but make sure I don't give up my green. Oh, they said they wanted it back. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, don't give it back. You got 6%, dude. Walk away. 6% is where it's at. If I made 6%, man, I would be over the moon. Price action is worth 55. Certainly is not worth 55. And in about 15 minutes, that IV is going to start rolling off. Big time. Big time. So we need this thing to start moving, otherwise premiums are going to start getting jacked in the face. Well, FOMCs may be a non-event now. Until they start hiking. Until they start cutting. Does IV rolling off imply one direction or another? No. Once we start making the move, IV will start come off. Just because the unknown will become known. Remember about IV. What can be unburdened by what has been. So when an unknowns becomes known, the IV starts to roll off, whether it's down or up. I love it. London session shows more promise these days than FOMC. It certainly does. Yeah. I think I heard Kamal say something similar. I think so. You know, it's funny because I bet you somewhere in her during her life or career she heard that, and she's like, "Man, that's a really good statement. I'm going to write that down and use that when I'm on the campaign trail." And she just ran with it. Write that down. Nice little top wick, 42.27. Come on, back up the dump truck and dump it right through 42.20. Boom. Let's go, baby. Dump it. Get to that 42.20. Get it. 416 on SPY is what I'm looking for if we can get through this 419. We got to get through 419 first. It's a big old level. After that, it'll be 416. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There's 73% already. Come on, one more pump lower. Got to get through this right here. Got to get that. Got to get that. Boom, boom. I need it right here. 42.10, 42.20. Then we're going to come on down. Still no momentum, though. We still have bottom wicks. Dump it. VPA is high volume selling here. We got to get through 4220 though. Get down. Do it. We need more aggressive New Yorker journalists to ask questions. Just stand up and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, what do you think this is going over here? 4227. All right. I'm scaling out some of this. I don't like these bottom wicks. Me and late dated 0 DTEs are not suited for one another. Not to mention we're about to hit power hour. VIX is all over the place. They can't break through 4220, which is the 419 SPY area on the GEX. Up and down. My gut says another R2 test, but I ain't touching this. I don't like it at all. Yeah. I'm scalping on 15 to 30 seconds on my heartbeat goes to the moon. Oh, dude. You gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that. Come on, dump this thing. The volume is still overwhelmingly in control for the sellers here, but obviously the bulls are defending 4222 like it's made out of iron, or diamond, I should say. Nice looking Lubu. I need to break out of this range to get me in another play. I want out of this range. Out of this range. We're literally at the exact spot where we started at 2 o'clock. I'm doing futures, not dealing with IV. There you go, Sir Bravo. I love it. I love it. Another top wick. What's up, Chair Powell? Oh, man. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, tell me about it. Extraordinary amount of fun. This IV increase turns some long dated positions positive. Nice. I'll make sure you manage them before it starts coming off again. Yeah. $42.34. We need to break a level. Yeah, it is tight. It's terrible. I'm not touching this again until we break this range. Not fun when a supervisor comes in and messes up your trailing stop. Yeah. Last time I closed out my long puts during national like this was for 20%. I kicked myself and I checked back, seeing they would have been 300% 2 days later. Yep. Yep. I got out green. I had 79% show up. I was going for 100%, but that bottom weight got me out. I ain't touching this again unless we break out 42.44 or under 42.15. He's still bumping his gums. Is it a bearish FOMC? It's not anything. It's nothing. I stand by my statement that the real move happens overnight, early morning. Probably, yeah. About 691 orders here. Powell says I believe we still need to see slower growth. So he still thinks the economy is still hot. He's not saying anything dovish, but he's also not saying anything different. Everything's been the same old hawkish tone we've had since last year. Higher for longer. We still need to see economic slowdown. We're not seeing any of that. So, whichever. Everyone wonders why you look so serious. Yeah. Yeah. Are they pinning this purposely, or is this a failure? I would say we're going to break out of this before the market close. Like, I'd be surprised for them to pin it. They just filled 3,000 icebergs. I'd be surprised for them to pin this right here before into the bell. We'll have a release of energy here. But I am not touching this until we pick a move. And even then, it's going to be small positions. Oh, man. I'm green for the day. Only play I would do is a retest of higher day or lower day. There you go. So we're bouncing back and forth at 20 points. I came all the way back up on this one. Still green, 42.43. After he stopped, watch it go back down. I don't know where this thing's going, man. We now have pretty balanced liquidity up and down. They're rocketing this thing all over the place. We have, obviously, everything centered around 420. VIX is down to 1714. You said S1 end of day? $42151 approaching high a day here. Have we checked GEX for the next few days during a speech? I have. I'm actually looking at it now. Nothing's changed. It's all the same. Any major news events for tomorrow? Just the same old stuff. Of course, we have Apple tomorrow night, Apple earnings. But other than that, initial jobless claims, same old stuff. A firm trading wick, yeah. I just got 16 kills and solos for Warzone, so that's something. Is that good? I don't know. I've only played Warzone like 2 or 3 times. Record is 28. Nice. Thoughts on Airbnb earnings? I don't know. I would guess down. I'd have to guess down, but I don't know. I don't even know when they report tomorrow. New high of the day, right there. Nope, not yet. Almost. Now it's new high of the day. There you go. 42.52. WeWork collapsed yesterday. Real estate isn't doing so hot. Yeah, they're not. Big time. All right. So we went from 42.20 to 42.50. That's a 30-point move up right there. Going into 42.60. I think Airbnb is done. Incidentally, everyone knows to stop using them. Oh, yeah. I'll never use them again. They're terrible. Still going, 42.54. There we go. 40 points up now. Volume is steady green, dropping off, but still steady in terms of who is controlling. 42.22. VIX rolled off 1688. They're still killing the VIX. Apple 173.63. IPO. Whew. Terrible. I don't know how to trade this stuff, lean on liquidity for a bounce, and then it literally just eats right through it. Well, it's FOMC. It's all over the place. We have 1,000 stop order just filled, 3,000 icebergs up to 42.60. Right into there. Let's see. Plays now. 1 DTEs. Still going, 42.55. Going for 40 points off of lows. $42.56 into 42.60. I can't see SPY going to 400 by Friday. Well, I mean, this is obviously a bullish move here. After this data, this appears to be the final move. Obviously, they could still reversal, but usually by now is when they pick the direction. So, having said that, the data, like, it's going to have to completely rearrange the data into tomorrow and into Friday for this not to retrace. Which obviously will have completely faked me out this week. You know, it's after last week. There you go. Let me take a look. Expirations 2. We have nothing tomorrow above 419. And then going into Friday, man, we have a whole crap ton down to 403 and 400. It's just crazy. Nothing more than liquidity grabs. There you go. This reminds me of 80s commercial. This is your brain. Is your brain on FOMC? There you go. Yeah. How do we pull the data for the rest of the week? I'm using the TradyTix website itself. I'll have to look and see what the commands are for the bot, but Well, if Apple reports green, they'll be the only ones that held their green earnings. So right now, every single megatech got crushed from earnings. So can they be the lone survivor? That's the question. Right there. Amazon responded green, but then they got destroyed the next day. Everyone else just completely got smoked out of the gate. $42.50 hold. Where next? Well, everything from up here, the options chain data on traded ticks is worthless because there's nothing above this level. It's all position lower. So with the VIX rolling off here, if they do hold this move to the end of the day, we really have to rely on VPA, which we have some pivots coming up above, and we've got the book map, which is showing up to 42.80 liquidity being put on. What you see right now is 42.60 up to 75 and then up to 80 we'll be looking for. So we have to get through this level here and then we'll explode higher into 42.80 right now. So whatever positions you play obviously today, be very careful and go from there. All right, Amazon's there. ES is still going higher. There's that push. All right. Did I get any trades during this? I took a put on the initial move down for a decent profit, but I didn't touch a call on this move up, no. I wasn't after I close out my put. I wasn't going to touch this until we break out of the 42.44, and that green candle that just closed is that's the confirmation candle. So from here on out is where I'm looking to actively trade. But even then, only if things get crazy. Overall, pretty disgusting action compared if dealing for FOMC. So this kind of price action, yeah. If you were short positions, if today's price action was beautiful, beautiful. I got short off the 1340 Central Time candle and haven't touched it since. Playable otherwise. Nice. Still going here. 42.55. This is unplayable right now, not signals like. Yeah, right here. You're not really talking about much now. I'm just kind of listening in between, but he's still talking, but it's not saying anything. Someone check on Michael Guy. Nah, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He'll be alright. Yeah, he's still taking questions. Still going green here into 42.57.60. Still going. Still going. Blast top 42.60 there into all this exposure. They're filling a crap ton of stop orders on this, I'll tell you that. All the way up. Long puts are getting annihilated. Yeah. Chance of a down day pretty much gone. Today, they don't usually reverse it today. Usually on a day like today after FOMC, they just finished the move and it goes. Now tomorrow and Friday, there's not much supporting a continued move higher on anything else into tomorrow and Friday. So we'll see. If you remember, back in the day, big green to blow everybody's tops off. The very next day we're down, if not more than the green move was. So that 42.10 probably didn't transpire today. Won't transpire today. What do you mean? Are you talking about this down here? Unless there's a huge reversal in the next 40 minutes, I would say no. That's probably going to be for tomorrow or Friday. So right now they want 42.60 into 42.65. VIX is still rolling off now, 16.76. Absolute onslaught on the VIX the past 3 days. They killed the VIX from 22 down to 16. I think that's a 27% drop on the VIX in 3 days. So absolute onslaught on volatility here to crush this all the way down to 42.59. In 3 very, very strong green days on the daily with no volume. The volume is just gone. Even with today's volume, it's still lighter than the past 2 sessions. I see X was calling for the Santa rally already. Yeah, I would avoid that crap, man. I'd try to think about just pay attention to the positioning of the VPA. Right now, the bonds are on the hot seat for the foreseeable future. No. We're 11 points above the range. Chillaxing. And he's still talking. Top wick 42.55. AMD's ripping today. AMD. Yeah, they are. Dang. Man. I haven't even looked at them since they dumped. They dumped down to 93 in the earnings, and now they're up. I didn't even realize they recovered to 108. It's a heck of a move. Quote Powell, we haven't thought about extending the banking funding program. Well, you better think soon because Bank of America has a record $131 billion in unrealized losses. Bank of America. Whew. That might be the next Lehman Brothers. Oh, man. Well, now we're chopping at 42.55. Right above the range. $60-minute chart. We have entered back to the hourly POC. We're just under the hourly POC, which is about 42.70, 42.68 to be precise. We got about 8 points off of it there on that top wick. Yes. Turn this back down today would be much more fun. I just want movement, dude. This is terrible. This is terrible. Close it flat for FOMC. Yeah. I mean, we've seen what? Down 0.9% and now up 1%. So we've seen a 2% overall day from pre-market until now. It's crazy. Why is POC so different on SPY versus ES? Because ES incorporates overnight hours. SPY does not. Well, it does up to a certain point. ES is 24 or is 23.5. What exactly does a big green candle with low volume mean in this instance? Well, today we broke out of the top of the bear flag because we had a lot of top wicks with that wedge with declining volume, and we've had declining volume since October 26th when we have the volume spike. Push lower, bounced. We've got lower volume, lower, and today's even lower than the past two. Coming right into the main POC here on the mid time frames, which is hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, which is right around the ballpark of 42.70. So from here, we need to see how we react at 42.70 now. Today is another low volume move up. Usually when I start to see low volume come into play, that's signs of buyer exhaustion or seller exhaustion on the downside. But, you know, it's VPA, volume price analysis. So regardless of the volume dropping off, as long as the buyers keep on holding these candles on the daily with not very many top wicks, then it shows you who's still in control. So you don't want to go ahead, you don't want to go shorting that just because the volume is dropping off. You have to wait for the morning green, afternoon red. Man, but Linda Raschke talks about that. If you want the sign that we're about to reverse the micro trend, You have to have the morning bullishness followed by the afternoon sell-offs. Or on the other case, the V recoveries if you're looking for a bounce on the macro scale. Trying to listen to this question. Does SPY operate 24 hours now on Robinhood? SPY does operate. Yeah, it does. Yeah. He just said the Hamas conflict won't matter to the economic standpoint. I was listening to that. All right, yeah, Amazon's going crazy. Apple is consolidating at the top of their flag. Microsoft just put a new high. XLF. So everything pretty much responded bullish to this move. XLK popped up. V did the same. C, F, Y. XLE got shot down today, but they started to recover just a touch. But pretty much everything, yeah, rocketed. All right, he's done talking. Done. That was the last question he took was Hamas. Took off liquidity. We still have an iceberg here at 42.60. Here comes a blow off top. Yeah. Still going green, heading higher. No more options for me. Purely future scalps for the rest of the day. I'm not touching these zeros today. 42.60 heading higher. New high of the day. We just filled another 3,000 iceberg at 42.60. Think it's just going to snooze for us today? I don't know. Bullish FOMC. I mean, yeah, the response, the net response of the FOMC is bullish. We are 15 points above the range. Not an incredibly big move today. It's actually the weakest of all the FOMCs, whichever. I guess we kind of thought this would happen one day to this degree, this amount of flatness, but the response is net bullish. VIX has rolled off 1660, an incredible destruction on the VIX. I think it's what's about 25 to 26% sell-off on the VIX since Friday. Everything else has responded pretty bullish. They just wiped out 42.50. They just filled a 3,000 iceberg order, and it looks like they want 42.60 and 42.70. 42.70 will put us right on the hourly POC. I think a lot of this week has been Vanna. The fact that they're killing the VIX every day, dealers have no other option except to buy up. When deltas are getting destroyed to this magnitude with volatility rolling off every day, then they have no other option than to buy to hedge. That's what we've been seeing. The problem with the Vanna rally coming into the end of the week is that there's nothing else to rally. There's no other hedges to roll off after this VIX. Where pretty much all positions are rolled off here, in terms of as per the long dated volatility that the VIX represents. What does it mean when there's so much red? Well, that's negative GEX right there. Negative GEX from the dealer's perspective, which is long puts, short calls. So either the entire market is about to get smoked tomorrow and Friday, or this is coming back down to a sell-off tomorrow and Friday. That's what the option chain is telling me right now. Another big iceberg sold off. What do I think will happen? Well, my theme on Sunday was Tuesday, Wednesday bullishness, Thursday, Friday bearishness. That was my theme for the whole week, and I'm playing towards that. The option chain data hasn't shifted me away from that. I think it's a little immature to change thesis strictly because of a reaction to an event. So I'm still going to hold to that with what I'm seeing here on the option chain. And we'll play to that. And then tomorrow, if things are still bullish into the bell, we'll recalibrate and, of course, play that. Regardless, though, that obviously we'll play what comes on an individual basis. I brought Friday puts yesterday in anticipation of us going down to Friday 4-2 puts, and I'm heavy. Squiggles. I love it. I bought Friday puts in anticipation of going down, and I'm heavy. You talking about heavy in position sizing? Well, just you know what I'm going to say about that, Griffin. You know what I'm going to say about that. My PDS this week got absolutely smoked, and a couple of trades and I'm good to go. A couple of small scalps, and I'll cover that position. So the whole point of those positions, especially when I'm playing a weekly directional, is that if those do go like 150%, it's a fantastic trade. But if it's wrong, not that big of a deal. So my goal on trades is turn a couple thousand into a couple more thousand. And if I'm wrong, I'll cover it with another position. But never putting yourself in a position where you have to be scrambling. Well, you know what I'm talking about. We talk about this all the time. I don't need to lecture you. A little bit of red back down, 42.55. Call credit spread is sweating. You can still stair step some shorts below the lows for some extra cash. Yeah. Last 2 weeks were close to perfect and never touched above the 1% position size. Beautiful. There's more repercussions to doing that, though, other than the obvious of losing more money than you care to lose. It's what happens when you are worried all the time about if I'm over positioned for. I'll explain it. I'll explain it my point of view. If I over position in this PDS, then I would be praying for downside tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, and that's all I would want to see. But with my positioning, I'm looking for Thursday, Friday sell-offs because of analysis. But if I'm wrong, we just continue to blast up for 5 days straight, then whatever. I've done what I could, and I'll just play to the upside. But if you're over-positioned, you're not going to be able to think clearly, and you're going to be praying for downside, hoping for downside, instead of just taking what comes. It makes you grumpy. It does. It changes the way you view things, and it affects your trading. There's opportunity cost involved, and no bueno. Missed last year's strangles in FOMC. Oh yeah, me too. 31% SPY, 420, 70D cash loss. Still not bad in that case. I'm going to have 100% loss. There you go. Position sizing, baby. Right into trend line. Interesting. Oh, man. Close to the end of the cycle. We knew that. Pinned. Man, even power hour on FOMC is flat. Terrible. There were a lot of 420 calls for Friday. They're all there next week. Wonder if they finally close. They're going to have to for this thing to go. Let's see. I remember the FOMC day last year. I did a strangle, was destroyed, overconfident, overposition. 75% of my portfolio was lost. Ooh. Brah. Sticking to 1% max support per play. Helps me manage and hold winners. Yep, it's the only way. That's why I talk about it nearly every single day, because it's the only way to trade. November 2nd. 415, 410 exposure tomorrow, with a little bit at 419. So, Apple will make sure you have your low on Friday. You think? November 3rd. Your laugh on Friday. Oh. 41398 down to 420. Oh man. Rather make 10. So here's the, taking a small position size, 1% of your account. Worst case scenario, you lose 100% of your account. Best case scenario, it's unlimited. If you hold it long enough and you get 2, 3, 4, 500% on a position one day, then you can make 5% on your account. Oh man, top weight. They just filled 1,300 orders and smashed that candle. Call it a day. Have a great night. See you in AM. Use well, Coach Mac. All right, y'all. I'm calling that a day. I'm not taking any more trades. I'm good to go. So, how do you make money from a straddle? Well, not counting if you're managing the trade, not accounting for any kind of management. The whole point of a straddle is for the market to move far enough in one direction without reversing that the wins from the winning side overcomes the losers from the losing side. So basically, you need to make over 100%. Anything over 100% is profit on the winning side. No longer a good environment. Straddles and strangles, 95% of the time, are not a position you want to take. The only time that those were actually relevant was in 2022 and late 2021 and early 2022. That's it. They're no longer a practical position. You're welcome, Sidekick Guru. Yeah. Hasn't been a fantastic week, not going to lie. But hey, that's usually how it happens after last week. So you usually have a slammer of a week, and then then it's like rough. So, but I definitely appreciate y'all hanging out with us. What to make of the GEX flipping intraday all week? Might flip it tomorrow and Friday too. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously I've talked about it at great length for Thursday and Friday, so y'all know what I'm expecting. I'm very curious to see how they're going to move this thing into the end of the week, for sure. So, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. We have initial jobless claims tomorrow, and then, of course, Apple after the bell. Next week we have very little catalysts. So maybe we might have a little bit of lull in the market here for a bit. We'll see after this little pressure. But I'll see y'all bright and early in the morning. Have a good rest of the night. I'll see you later. I'm out. See you.